Welcome to Sanctum with Eve. I am Eve, and we are looking at a small snippet, a very basic understanding of the I Ching predictions for 2026 for the month of March. Where is the energy going to flow, and how can we work with it in a way that helps us to create more ease in our lives and less suffering? So, small cattle is Hexagram 9 in case you are using this book or another book. Last month was February, and we ended with this idea of steadfastness. So this is the art of holding true to the principles that we have determined for ourselves, who we are as human beings, who we are moving into, what is our legacy. So how do we hold true to those principles without being rigid? This is the work also of February's steadfastness, but also of March's small cattle. February revealed all the ways which we cling to, whether we're grasping people, roles, or memories that no longer nourish us. And it helps us to move beyond old hurts and release anything of that nature that keeps us from seeing ourselves clearly, the world clearly, or keeps us in a state of suffering. Small cattle is the process of refining how we respond to conflict and tension. So if we were working with steadfastness to show you where you are off balance, if you were looking at it in terms of what are your principles and how are you working within them, small cattle then creates situations and circumstances to show you through these challenges how to make sure any corrections that you made for yourself, correction may not be the word, any changes or transitions that you made for yourself, are they sticking or did you go back to the old habits? So I think that's really clever because it's like we move through this energetically and we get to maybe here and then we think, yeah, I got this done. This is great. I made all these changes. I'm so great. I did this, blah, 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 blah. And then life throws a series of circumstances that kind of like move us away from where we thought we were, or shows us that we are where we thought we were. So if you've ever had a circumstance where you're like, man, why is this happening to me again? I thought I had moved through that. This is the small cattle. It's just the collective energy coming in to show you you have achieved what you've wanted to, or there's still areas for growth and development in terms of dealing with the nature of the world. That's basically the core of small cattle. I love the name small cattle. It's so much fun to say. Questions that you can ask yourself. Can you meet discord with steadiness instead of control? If you can meet discord with steadiness instead of control, that's pretty amazing. Can you listen and clarify instead of accuse? Can you stay honest rather than to collapse into appeasement? Those are some questions as you move through this energy that may help to balance and focus wherever you are at any given moment in time. Because again, you're going to be receiving a very intense lesson. We are all going to be receiving a very intense lesson in where we actually are versus where we think we are. Small cattle is also important because this is a repeating hexagram. We are going to see small cattle again in June. Whenever you have a repeating hexagram over the course of a reading, it means that the first appearance is like an initiation. So the collective energy is trying to help us to really see all the aspects clearly. And we are engaging with this work for the first time. In June, whatever it is that came up this month, it's going to come back. And so that is the integration. That means it's just checking, did you actually shift in a way that is necessary for you to no longer get like caught up in any kind of energy around whatever it was you're looking at in small cattle. So let me give you an example. Let's say you go to the store. I'll give you an example from when I lived in Sofia, Bulgaria. There was this one time where I had this expectation that I was going to go to this one store and get some baklava. I love baklava. And everything worked against me. It was like I couldn't find a taxi. We were living in this hotel as part of a program that I was teaching in. And every taxi was gone. When I did finally get a taxi, every light was red. I got to the center where I could buy this baklava, and they had none that day. And I had a complete meltdown. So the expectation and the desire for the baklava led me into a state of suffering. Which is so funny though, right? When we're like younger and the things we suffer over. The next time I wanted to get the baklava, let's say the exact same thing happened again. Would I be in the same suffering as when I first took the taxi? Or would I be like laughing about it because it's like a replay of exactly what had happened before? This is an example of what will occur in June. You're gonna go through the ringer in March with the small cattle. Maybe not the ringer. I mean, maybe like depending on the work that you've done, your reflection may not be difficult, but you're gonna go through the same thing again in June. And that will show you that, hey, this is actually really funny. We did this before. It's no problem. I got this. So it's an opportunity for you to check in and to see like, whoa, I did grow. I got this. That's incredible. Closing thoughts for March, small cattle. You're refining how you are responding towards conflict, towards things that are not also going your way. You are learning how to recenter yourself as well through different practices, whether it's meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, or something else. Each moment of friction is an invitation to recalibrate, to replace reactivity with awareness, criticism with curiosity and reflection, and any kind of force or control with gentle persistence. Through all of this work, you are building extraordinary strength and self-knowledge. So this is the work of quiet transformation, learning to guide your energy one step at a time. It's profound stuff. You're gonna know that the energy of small cattle of March is transitioning into April, when these small frustrations become even more intense and precarious. Here, it's gonna be a lot because you're going to see things beginning to fall apart. But that's not a problem because you're doing the work. And even when things fall apart, they fall apart so we can see from different perspectives. So that may sound like, oh my God, I don't even want April to arrive, but it's really not gonna be that bad because everything that falls apart, you see where it wasn't woven together correctly or in a way that was lasting, and then you have the opportunity to make the change that's necessary or to release whatever it was, because maybe it wasn't meant to be there. Maybe it wasn't strong enough to hold, and this falling apart, this unraveling is really actually a blessing. Not to worry, not to fear, even though that is the reading. I think that you're actually going to find yourself learning and growing magnificently during this time period. Thank you for watching the short clip of the energy of March. We will move into April next time, and I look forward to seeing you. See you in the next video.